it ain't afraid, just like that. Come my way, that's my shit, that's my way. Do it like that.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Tiffany Nicole with 2 E's. If you guys are new here, how you guys doing? If you're not, hey ladies, welcome back. You can see from this title, this is going to be about gastric bypass surgery, the pros and the cons of getting the surgery, and the process of going through the surgery. So I want to basically go back from me being a child. I was always overweight. I was born a big baby. I was almost 10 pounds at birth. So I was always a little chunky monkey. When I was younger, I used to model, and my feelings kind of got hurt because they basically said that I was overweight and that I should not model anymore. So moving along, I was always teased in school that I would be considered the pretty fat. Like, oh, Tiffany's pretty, but she's fat. But as me growing up, it made me like real, like, I don't care. Okay, I'm big, so what? And I'm still pretty, so you can't tell me nothing. And my mother used to always make sure that I had the latest stuff, always dressed cute. I was a little tomboy, but my mother still tried to put skirts on me and stuff like that. But yes, I was the pretty big girl. And that's basically how I was elementary school, junior high school, and in high school. As time went on, I think I'm going to talk about this in another video, but I was a teenage mom. I had my 2 kids. By the time I was 20, I had my 2 kids. So we all know that when we get pregnant, pregnancy weight. So after my 2 kids, I literally blew up. I went to my highest weight at 280 pounds. Yes, 80 pounds. I really didn't look like I was 280 pounds because I'm tall. I'm 5'8", so it really didn't look like I was 280. But after I had my 2 kids, I really so I'm gonna insert some pictures, and you guys are not gonna believe who that person is, because I literally shedded a whole another person. But as time went on, I had this friend of mine who had got the gastric bypass surgery, and I was like asking her a whole bunch of questions because she had lost so much weight. Like, she was bigger than me, and when I damn, like, what you did? And then she was explaining like, oh yeah, I had gastric bypass surgery, blah 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 blah. So now I go to my primary care doctor because you need a referral to consider to get the surgery. You have to get it from your doctor, your primary care doctor. The primary care doctor that I had was very old school and wanted me to try all these diets. I'm trying to explain that I have tried multiple and different diets that was out. Like, literally, like, I was really, after I had my kids, I really was like down and out because I was like this big. Like, I literally could not breathe when I was going up the stairs. I would try so many diets and nothing would work. So I'm trying to explain to my primary care doctor that I need to get this referral to go to the not want to give me the referral. So you know what I did? I changed my damn primary care doctor, and I had got me a female that was more understanding and gave me my referral the first time that I went to her. Now, this is where it got a little messy. So when I went to the clinic, to gastric bypass clinic, they take your weight and your height, and you have to have a certain BMI. So when they took my height and weight, I think at the time I probably was like 5'7.5" or something like that. And they was like, oh, you don't weigh 280. And you know what I told their asses? I said, I came to the appointment. The appointment was at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I did not eat breakfast this morning because they was literally, it was like 1 pound off. I said, let me go get something to eat, and I will be back. So when I came back after I ate my breakfast, guess who was qualified for the surgery? Yes, Miss Tiffany Nicole was qualified for the surgery. Now, be honest, the surgery is a long process because, yes, you have to go at this time, though, because I had my gastric bypass surgery in 2009, so it was very new. You had to see the nutritionist maybe like 10 times before surgery. You had to see a psychiatrist and make sure that you were mentally able to handle getting the surgery because you were going to be losing weight rapidly. You had to go to the gastric bypass doctor a certain amount of time for your insurance to cover the surgery. And you also had to get an endoscopy. Endoscopy is where they put the camera down to see your stomach and look at whatever you need to look at to see. So once you get the endoscopy, I think it's well, they give you the option if you wanted to get the sleeve or the gastric bypass. So the sleeve is basically where they don't cut. I don't think they don't remove your small or your large intestines. To me, I've heard that a lot of people that get the sleeve usually go back in again to go get the gastric bypass. I'm like, listen, you're going to cut me once, and get everything over with and done with. So I ended up getting approved for this. I got the surgery in June in 2009. And it was a very, 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 very drastic change for me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was really drastic. At the time, I was with my kid's father. My kid's father is very skinny. When you get gastric bypass, it's a life-changing. So, yeah. My kid's father was not very supportive, but you get admitted to the hospital the day before, and you have the surgery that next morning. So, I get read that morning. Everything goes well. When I woke up, it felt like a bus ran over me. And at that moment, I felt like, what the fuck did I just do to myself? Like, I literally woke up in pain. What was supposed to happen is you're supposed to have a machine where you have an IV that goes straight into you, and you press the button and the medication goes inside of you, the pain relief medication. And for some reason, working, or they didn't have an extra one or something like that, and I had to keep yelling to ask the nurse if I can get medication. It was so annoying. I was in pain. I felt like a bus ran over me. And when you, now, this is the crazy part. When you wake up, the first day they send you to ICU. I've never, at this point in time, no, I've did have surgery before, prior, like when I was younger, but I never had be in ICU. When I was in ICU, mind you, when I got my surgery, I think I was 20 or 21. In ICU, you see people that are literally dying and like are using shit bags. And I was so like, why am I here? I don't feel like I'm dying. I'm in pain. Yes, I feel like a bus ran over me, but why am I here? And I also, the nurse was like cleaning me up. I've never had that done before. I'm like, I can clean myself. Like, she literally had like a rag and soap and I was like, whoa. Like, I can clean myself. Like, I had to get out of here. I kept asking her, like, when can I leave? This time, I finally make it upstairs to like a regular room. And I wake up and I'm like, why do I have my period? Like, I literally just had my period like the week before. And I'm like, why do I have my period? Mind you, I might get your menses after surgery. Why didn't you tell me this before? So now I'm in pain and I got my damn period. Like, that's not a good match. But okay, I think I was young at this time too. So like I said, you have to get up and walk. They would say, listen, you have to get up and walk. Also, you do get the drains inside of you. Yes, you do get the drains. If I recall, I believe I only had one drain. And I know that the doctor told me that I had to get up and walk because, you know, you can get blood clots if you don't keep moving and getting up. Girl, I was up like every 20, 30 minutes because sis wanted to go home. At this time, my boyfriend comes to pick me up. And at this time, I lived in Brooklyn, in Red Hook. And I was still going to Harlem Hospital. I got all my surgeries from Harlem Hospital. And I made it home. But when you go home, a nurse. So the nurse comes to visit you. I think she came like maybe twice after I had the surgery. But when you also do go home, you have to take blood thinners. Now you have to give yourself blood thinners. I was not used to giving my own self a shot. At the time, my boyfriend at the time was not that supportive. So he would not really help me. I remember the first day that I came home and, you know, you change. So you have to start eating different. I couldn't eat anything. And my boyfriend at the time came home and bought the kids pizza and Chinese food. Now, I've been a big girl all my life. I still love food. Why the hell would he come home and bring pizza and Chinese food knowing damn well I just had surgery 3 days ago or 4 days ago and I can't eat that shit? Now I'm in my room crying saying, what the fuck did I do? Why did I get this surgery? Because I want to eat. Like, what did I do to myself? Now, mind you, I could smell the Chinese food and I could smell the pizza. And at this time, now, if you know with gastric bypass, they make your stomach the size of an egg. So that means that there's not a lot that can go in your small little egg stomach. Mind you, with my situation, they had my stomach so small that I couldn't even water. Now, after you get the surgery, you go back in a couple days after you had the surgery. I went to them and they was like, oh my God, like you lost 10 pounds already. Mind you, it's like a week. Okay, I said, I'm not eating. I'm not able to eat anything. They're like, okay, we're going to have to go back in and give you an endoscopy. But like I said in the beginning of the video, that's where they put the camera down your throat to see your stomach. Now they discovered that my stomach was extra small. So now, while I'm getting an endoscopy, they tell me that they have to take like a tube and blow air into my stomach to stretch it a little bit so that I can be able to eat something and keep something down. Because literally, I would drink water and throw up. Like, throw up water. Now, in the beginning, you have to, this is something new to you. So, I would try to eat like broccoli or something like little, and I would literally throw up. Like, the beginning, I'm not going to lie to you, ladies or gentlemen. It is very hard. Like, your brain, your mind has to be ready for this. I don't think that, I feel like, oh my God, I just want to lose weight, I just want to lose weight, I want to lose weight. It really hit me, like, this is a life change, like, a life. So, like, I had to realize, like, okay, like, Tiffany, you're not eating rice, clearly. They tell you that from the beginning. You're not eating bread, clearly. Like, I couldn't eat, let me tell you something. I couldn't even drink, like, regular juice used to taste so sweet to me. Like, everything was sweet that I used to only drink vitamin water, Focus. Because everything else was sweet. I didn't drink soda. I didn't candy, nothing. Let me say something. I love some Subway macadamia cookies. If I ate a Subway macadamia cookies, honey, the bathroom better be next to me, because there's something called dumping syndrome that when you eat anything that's sweet, baby, she's coming out immediately. Immediately. Like, I was like, this is what I signed up for. But mind you, at the same time, baby is losing these pounds. That you realize, like, oh my God, I can't eat all these sweets. I can't eat all of this. But you're starting to see the pounds come off. And you're starting to see your bone structure. And you're starting to see your, like, your vajayjay, because your stomach was so big. And your legs are getting... So now you're feeling yourself now. Like, okay. All right. But at the same time, you're like, damn, I still can't eat all the other foods that I want. I can't eat sweets, because if I eat sweets, I gotta make sure the bathroom is there, because I gotta go to the bathroom. And also, when you get gastric bypass, your shit literally stinks. Like, the worst shit ever. Like, you would think you had an animal that died inside of you. Like, I don't understand. Like, what? You guys didn't tell me this. You didn't tell me this part. Can you imagine if you got, like, a new boyfriend or something like that? Like, I used to literally hold my shits because I did not want my nigga to know that my shit smelled that bad. And I'm still trying to figure it out. That's why I be drinking so much damn water, because how the hell my shit smell that bad? Okay? So that's one of the things you also got to worry about. Okay? Your shit smelling horrible and your loved one smelling your shit for the rest of your lives smelling like that. Okay? After that, okay, you start losing your weight and you're feeling yourself and everything. They tell you that you got to take vitamins for the rest of your life. But to me, I didn't think it was the rest of my life. But it's for the rest of my life. And guess what? Tiffany does not like pills. So guess what started happening? I started to lose my hair. I started to be very fatigued. I'm still very fatigued. My iron is very low. I try to take iron. I take supplements, take liquids, and my iron is still low. I never knew how important iron was until one time they checked my iron, and my iron was like a 3.4 or something like that. And they asked me, how am I literally walking? They didn't understand. Like, how am I here, sitting here, talking to them? Like, how? Because why? I didn't take my pills. I would take my pills here and there. And I remember the doctor telling me, lose your memory. If you don't take your vitamins, you will lose your memory. Your bones will start to be brittle. And that's one of the things that I'm going through now. My bones are very brittle. Now that I'm in my 30s, it's like, you know, everything starts hitting you. So now I'm trying to take all my vitamins. And now it's like I have to double up because, bitch, you didn't want to listen back then, 10 years ago, to be taking your vitamins. So now I'm still very fatigued. My bones, I forget shit all the time. It's a lot. So, you know, it's the pros and the cons, like I said, of you wanting to lose weight and look like a bad bitch and take pills for the rest of your life. Or you can exercise and work out. Now, mind you, you still got to work out, sis. I've been slacking, but I'm about to get back on it because this quarantine weight got me fucked up. But we're going to get back to it. Now, everybody knows about when you lose weight, you have the extra saggy skin after you lose a lot of weight. So with me, after my gastric bypass, my lowest weight was, so I feel like I don't need to be 175. Like right now, I'm 199. And I feel like my ideal weight is 185. But then again, I'm still kind of scared about that because I don't know how I would look. Because when I was 5, I looked horrible. Like, I really did not like the way that I looked. But as time goes on, this is another thing that I did not know, that I didn't know that your stomach could stretch back out. Girl, I thought once they cut it and make it into an egg and make it small, that was it. Girl, no. That shit could stretch out. So the more you eat, it can go back to be bigger. It's been 10 years for me, and like my doctors, even my plastic surgeon that did my surgery, was like that I really still look good after having the surgery for 10 years, because a lot of people gain their weight back like after having surgery. I went to the new surgeon and I was like, I think my stomach is big again, can you make it smaller? And he was like, no, it's the same size. I didn't believe him. They did the endoscopy again too, and I'm gonna tell a story about that endoscopy too. But yeah, you have to be real careful about what you eat. Yes, now at the 10, almost 11 years, I do eat rice, I do eat bread, I do get full fast. I'm gonna tell you, a bitch loves some hibachi, and you know hibachi tastes real good. So I'll eat my food and I'll be still trying to eat it because it tastes so good. And my stomach be like, bitch, you know you cannot eat no more after what you done just ate. And then now I'm home crunched over crying because my damn stomach hurt, and I'm trying to wait till my shit digest because my shit is too full, and now I'm hurting. Like, it really is game. Like, you have to like understand, like, this is a drastic life change situation. Like, nothing will ever be the same. Like, I can't even eat a whole cheeseburger. But I shouldn't be eating cheeseburgers, but come on. Like, I literally can't eat a whole sandwich. I eat half a sandwich. Like, it really is a life change. Am I happy with my results? Yes. Not everybody's the same. Like I've in my other videos, I didn't have a tummy tuck. I had a thigh lift that I'm going to talk about. I have not made that video yet because that was a crazy surgery. Talk to you guys about that. I had my arm lift. So, you know, some people could get the surgery afterwards and some people can't. But me, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I be feeling like I got the extra skin. Go ahead, doc. Cut it right off because I want to be fixed. I've been fat all my life. I'm trying to live it up now. But gastric bypass is not for everyone. Like, I know people that had the surgery longer than me. Like, the girl that I know that told me about the surgery, she still throws up to this day if she eats a little bit of food. Also, when you have gastric bypass, you literally hear your stomach digesting your food. Like, you literally would hear it like so loud. And usually after you eat, you go to the bathroom. Like, you literally go to the bathroom after you eat, and everyone can hear your stomach digesting, like literally. People always ask about pregnancy. So yes, I did have another baby. My son is 9. Well, he'll be 9. And honestly speaking, when I got pregnant with my son, I literally was able to eat. I don't know if it was like my body was like, okay, girl, you pregnant and you got to feed this baby and you need to eat and you going to eat. But it did not feel like I had gastric bypass. Like, I didn't like get crazy full. Like, it was like, okay, this is enough that you need to eat. And okay, that's good. We're going to give these nutriments to the baby. I didn't get sick a lot being pregnant with my son. I actually gained, I think I went to 240 with my son. 240. And that was kind of scary because it was like, okay, girl, 240 is, I was like, that's like 40 pounds away from what you was at 280. But I end up I lost the weight. At that time I started not eating meat. I would only eat I would not eat no meat, no ground beef, no chicken, no turkey, no none of that. And I lost a lot of weight. I did that for about like 3 months. The funny thing is that I wish I can do it again now. And it's like so freaking hard. That zone of not eating meat. Another thing, it's so damn expensive. You know how much seafood and fish costs and salmon costs? Oh, you get a bag of chicken for $10. But I'm gonna get back to it though, because this gotta lose. The hardest thing for me after gastric bypass is basically me taking my vitamins. Now I've been buying my own like multivitamins and B12 and stuff like that and gummies, because it's, you know, it's way easier. You just pop a gummy like it's, but yeah, that's like my hardest thing, is to take the vitamins. As far as the gastric bypass, the process and everything, I can say that I'm satisfied with it, and I'm trying to maintain it. I don't where I get the gastric bypass and then after 5 years or 10 years I gain my weight back. I don't want to do that. So I'm just trying to stick to it and still diet. I still try to diet and not eat certain things and go to the gym. But I honestly, like in the beginning, it was a rough patch. But in all honesty, I would not change it for anything, because I am way more confident. I was really confident as a big girl. So can you imagine me now? Y'all gotta go follow me at Tiffany Nicole on my Instagram, and you will see, like, I feel like I'm that bitch. Like, you can't tell me nothing. Like, people could bring up my past and be like, oh, she used to be fat, she used to be fat. Okay, and I fixed it. Okay, yes, I had surgeries. Okay, you can do the same thing too. Like, oh, she used to be fat, she used to be this. So what? I had gastric bypass. I lost the weight. And I had surgeries to get my extra skin. So what? You can do the same thing too, sis. Video about something, or you want to drop it down in the comments below. Just let me know. Because I'm your thick sis, your thick best friend that got surgery. And we talk about fashion and everything else on this channel. Just drop it down below in the comments. Thank you guys for watching, and I will be uploading another video soon about my thigh lift surgery. That was crazy.